Hi there everyone, thanks for joining us on another informative edition of Jamaica Magazine. I'm your host, Theodore Henry. We have a lot lined up for you, starting with the news of the day. So you don't want to miss any of it? Stick around.
Good day, I'm Twyla Whelan and this is your JS News for Monday, September 2, 2024. The Jamaica Urban Transit Company JUTC rolled out 270 buses for the official start of the new academic year this morning. Of those, 170 of them were new buses, 70 received last year, and 100 compressed natural gas units delivered recently.
So that's a significant improvement because most of the times before, there were always less new buses than used buses. So that is a very significant stride. And as you know, we're planning to bring another 100 in for next year this time, which will put us at 270 new buses, which is going to make a significant impact in the efficiency and the comfort that the commuters so deserve. And as I said before, we have refurbishing of 30 articulated buses to come on stream for January, plus another 16 buses to add to the 8 that we already refurbished for the hill routes, which is the Stony Hill interior areas and the Garden Town and interior areas.
The Minister of Transport gave the update as he travelled on one of the JUTC's new CNG buses this morning, along with Prime Minister Andrew Holness and Minister of Education Favour Williams. The government officials also greeted students and other commuters within the Halfway Tree Transport Centre. Minister Vaz says it was smooth running there, as well as at the Montego Bay Metro, where residents in Western Jamaica expressed happiness with the additional 12 buses sent there over the last 2 weeks.
So we will continue to monitor and continue to make unannounced stops at various points this week in preparation for the full rollout of back to school for next week, Monday.
While it was early hours yet, the Education Minister said the new academic year had gotten off to a good start.
So far this morning it has been smooth, early in the morning yet, but we haven't had any reports of issues.
Meanwhile, Prime Minister Andrew Holness says the government is looking to establish a dedicated bus service for Jamaica's children, particularly those in rural areas. He gave the commitment while riding on one of the JUTC's new CNG buses for this morning's start of school. Mr. Holness says the establishment of a dedicated bus service for children, along with the continued acquisition of new buses for the general service, is ultimately aimed at improving the quality of life for Jamaicans.
So today, little Chanel is going to school and she doesn't pay on public transportation. Other students get reduced fares, elderly get reduced fares. Now, if we are able to expand the service, then we will take in a greater pool of children going to school, a greater pool of persons who can get reduced fares, and therefore the cost of public transportation to them would be reduced. So that is what we are doing here. We are improving one of the major cost factors in living in Jamaica, which is public transportation, both from the quality of the service that you get, the reliability of the service that you get, and the cost of the service to you.
As part of this, he says the administration will also be addressing the general distribution of public buses to cover areas that are not presently served.
Meaning that there are some areas in Jamaica where there are no public buses, which could do very well with public buses. And so we're going to be looking at those areas as well.
The process to construct 6 science, technology, engineering and mathematics STEM schools across the country is now in the financing stage. Prime Minister Andrew Holness made the disclosure during the annual PEP Awards function for the children of staff of the offices of the Prime Minister and the Cabinet. He says this is a national priority.
These schools will not be run under the current education system in terms of the Education Act in how those schools are going to be run. We will develop a new scheme of managing those schools because it is, for us, it is a strategically important program. We need to create very quickly, very rapidly, with guarantees, a generation of Jamaicans who are highly trained in STEM.
Mr. Holness says lands have already been identified and the process of investment assessment is now ongoing. Construction will begin with one school while securing funding until all 6 schools are built. Residents of St. Elizabeth whose homes were affected by Hurricane Beryl in July have been presented with cash grants to help with the rebuilding work. The beneficiaries were presented with their checks in a ceremony held last week. The funds are part of the government's Rebuild Jamaica program, and Minister of Labour and Social Security Pernell Charles Jr. is urging the residents to ensure they rebuild in a more resilient way.
It means use the hurricane strap them if a zinc you are put on. It means don't put the nail in the hurricane strap, put the screw, because the screw is going to make it stronger. It means where you're able to use another type of material, do so.
And finally, the Minister of Labour and Social Security is warning persons not to pay for hurricane relief supplies that are being freely provided to benefit them. He was speaking at the handing over ceremony of 10,000 hurricane straps to residents of Rocky Point in Clarendon and nearby areas recently.
Any resident that has to pay for that material and inform me, people will be locked up. I will make sure that a report is made to the authorities because a country we are going to be judged on how we treat people who need the help the most. And at a time like this, when people need the help, anybody who think they're going to come in here and manipulate it and use it against the people, you have another thing coming. We're going to make sure that every single cent that is for the people of Rocky Point, Portland, and across Jamaica is spent on them.
And that's it for JS News Today. I'm Twyla Whelan. Thanks for watching.
Are you a PATH or Wards of the State applicant? Then this video is for you. Guess what? You are not required to pay an application fee. And you automatically receive our granted aid of $60,000 upon your application submission for a targeted loan. For more SLB info, follow us on all social media platforms.
The new school year provides an opportunity for our children to learn and develop their intellectual capacity. But what if you have a child dealing with an intellectual disability? Is there support for him or her? Well, yes, there is. And let's find out the options as we turn the pages of our magazine to explore the work of the Jamaican Association on Intellectual Disabilities.
My name is Nadine Barrett, and my son is Lance Barrett. Lance is a child with intellectual disability and he is also diagnosed with cerebral palsy. Lance was born a 7-pound, 5-ounce baby, 3 months in his life. He wasn't talking, well, 3 months don't talk, but he wasn't crawling around. He wasn't sitting up. He would smile, and I know something was wrong. I can remember this one time. Even to this day, I spoke about it. Tears come to my eye. A doctor came, and she was like, "Mommy, this child not going to live to see 2." But my motto is, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me.
I'm Nephi Shiva, and I'm a person with intellectual disability, and I used to also come to the School of Hope, Randolph Lopez School of Hope, and then I graduated at the age of 18 years old, and he keep on coming up by Jade to tell him that I can't get any work, and then after they call me and tell me that there's a position here for as a janitor work. First time when I just started, I used to think that I couldn't do the work before, but now I see that it's something that I can able to do, and like because it's use my hands is not really like using the brain.
Intellectual disability is characterized by significant limitations in both intellectual functioning and in adaptive behavior, for instance, in communication, daily living, and social skills. The disability usually originates before the age of 18.
One of the features of intellectual disability is that the persons will have below average IQ. Average IQ is about 100, right? Below average would be anywhere between 70 to 75 and below.
Intellectual disability is diagnosed usually by a psychological assessment. This is inclusive of intelligence, adaptive or behavioral and educational tools done by a clinical educational psychologist. These tools are standardized instruments used specifically to identify levels in the areas of intellect and adaptive behavior. In addition, interviews with family and other relevant persons are done to elicit significant history and other data about functioning related to the persons being assessed. Intellectual disability must not be confused with mental disability.
The important thing is that, and we have to be cognizant of, is that research says that almost 50% of the causes of intellectual disability are unknown. We don't know.
Right up until today, I sit and wondered sometimes. It's like I tried to go back to the first time I remember that I was pregnant and what I did or what I didn't do, or what. There's nothing that I can think of.
Intellectual disability is what they call an invisible disability. People tend to look for something physical. A lot of times there are no visible signs. And so parents tend to be in denial about the child not meeting the milestones, because they don't have a physical disability. So they tend to say, boy, nothing is wrong.
Believe me, it was hard. It was really, really hard. Because having a child that was normal, my daughter, and then having Lance, and to hear that he has a disability, I was wondering, how am I going to cope?
There is a perception that people with intellectual disability have no sense and they can't do things, so that's a myth. So intellectual disability is really just limitations in intellectual functioning. They will learn, but they will do it much slower.
Jade helped me a lot, because if it never for them, I wouldn't know what I would do.
This is a program that we manage in collaboration with the Ministry of Education, Information and Youth. We are in 13 of the 14 parishes, so we do have a national network. We have 5 main schools with their affiliate learning centers. Students within this program, they are from ages 6 years to 21 years, so it's really students and youth. They want to be integrated, they want to be included. All they need are opportunities. They'd love to be involved in employment. They'd love to be integrated in their communities. They want other people to see them as valuable members of society. They want to be loved. They want to belong to groups as well. And so even leisure and community activities, they want to be a part of that. And if we're moving into the whole realm of including people, despite your challenges, that's the way we should do it in our communities.
You're not to always listen to what people say about a disability, because if you keep on saying that you have a disability, it's going to put you down, and it's going to make you downgrade yourself and say that you can't do anything for yourself in life.
I look at Lance as a normal child. Before that anyway, I used to limit Lance in doing things. I stopped all of those. I allow Lance to come in the kitchen, he bakes, he cooks, he makes juice, he cut up vegetable. So the only thing that he does not do at home or anywhere else is walk as yet. And I put it as yet because I still have hope for my child.
Want more information on intellectual disability? Contact JADE. Their headquarters is at 7 Golding Avenue in Kingston. Also, you may call at 876-977-1118 or email jade@cwjamaica.com.
Friend, it's the best decision we've ever made to further our education. We finally have our dream jobs that will allow us to enjoy other things in life. The Students Loan Bureau did this for us, you know.
Yes, girl, it was a lot of work, but we made it.
All I have to start thinking about right now is to repay my student loan, and with SLB's low interest rate, I won't feel burdened at all.
Well, I have other things to focus on right now. Loan repayment can stay for later.
Really? Don't you know that when we repay our student loan, others benefit from the fund? Think about your little brother. Don't you want him to benefit too?
Oh, of course.
By paying it forward, we're making sure the next generation has the same opportunities we did.
Well, I guess I never thought about it that way.
I'm happy we had this conversation.
Oh, absolutely. Let me get on it right now.
Yeah, man. Let's make sure others can achieve their dreams too.
Visit our website at slbja.com for more details and follow all our social media platforms to be in the loop.
Reflecting on the past year's academic performance, it's clear that while some students are able to achieve mastery, too many still struggle with math. So, what can we do to change this? Keep watching. In this next feature, we have valuable tips parents and guardians can use to help their children get better grades.
Can't bother no.
What is it, my daughter?
Can't do that maths here.
All right. Let me take a look at it now.
Math can seem daunting, but there are a few things you can do to support your child at home. One area to look at is games. We all play games on a regular basis, especially children. And how much fun would it be to tie mathematics into the games they play?
There's a very interesting notion that is put forward. And that notion is the fact that the things that we are interested in are the same things that we seem to do well in. Now, if it is that around our interest there's also a heightened level of performance, or we seem to learn things much faster when we are in tune, it therefore becomes important for us to actually put emphasis on making mathematics an interest. Because once we begin to allow our students or our children to see the fun in math and begin to develop a level of interest, it is at that point in time you will find that they may learn the concepts much faster.
Arithmetic helps us in keeping track of time, conducting business, and making plans.
In reinforcing the math from home, we have to do a few things. One, you could, while cooking or baking, allow your child to come forward and to share the math concepts that they were exposed to in school. I'm sure while you're cooking something, your child can apply some measurement skills, some conversions, some looking at the beakers and so on. Additionally, we know that at times we do some amount of sorting and organizing. There's always a shelf somewhere to be packed, a cabinet to be reorganized, some things to be moved around. This is an opportunity to allow your child to use their spatial awareness, to be able to look at shapes.
Do you want to know what I do?
I find creative ways to incorporate the knowledge to them, because maths is not an easy subject, and most children will tell you maths hard, but it's something that they need in their everyday life. So I find creative ways to put it to them in fun ways that we both can enjoy doing it together.
Some of the concepts that I believe that parents could pay a keen attention to is the number concept, like the simple addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division.
You have to know at least the basics. I mean, we're not going to tell them about the algebras and the other areas which is a little bit challenging to them, but at least know to make change, know how to know the difference between distance and time and things like those. I'll try to encourage all fathers at least to know the basic about the concept of maths. For the primary student, you use whatever they like. Okay. If they like food, they use food. Divide up the pizza, show them how to divide it. If they like money, they're the children who love playing with money and love counting money, use the money.
Look at your child textbook. You'd see the topics based on the child age group, all the topics that they'll go throughout the entire year. And you can also consult with the teacher and find out what topic am I looking at now, so that you can use all the online resources.
We have to find out what is the root of the problem first. Is it that you're not understanding or you're not grasping as much as you're being taught? Then that much we need to identify what are the weak areas, what are the problems. And once we can identify what is the problem, then we can actually try and fix it from there.
So we're not supposed to be thinking with our fixed mindset that there's only one way, so the teacher is doing it wrong. We could be doing it wrong, we might never know. So we'll have to be open to the fact that we're not the only person with an opinion, or this is not the only way of solving that one problem.
Parents, I want to encourage you today. When it is that your child comes home with the math book and you realize that the approach that is being taken to deliver the content is not the same way you are used to it, don't throw it aside and say, no, that's wrong, or that is harder, that's different. You need to embrace the approach.
There is many ways to help. You don't have to help physically, but being there to sit down and to encourage the child, talk with them, or even while they're doing it, you look over and say, yes man, okay, try it this way. I mean, that is support.
Support your child and give them the push they need. In math, practice makes perfect.
Eating nutritious meals is key to proper development of the body and mind. As you put together your menu ideas to achieve this goal, we take the few remaining minutes of today's show to learn about the essential nutrients you should be getting from your foods to stay healthy.
Eating healthy by having a balanced diet consisting of items from all the food groups and consuming the right portions is important to get the nutrients vital for disease prevention, growth, and good health. Essential nutrients are building blocks for the cells that make up the body, from bone to muscle, skin, and hair. One of the most critical ones is protein, which is made up of different amino acids, some of which the body can make on its own. We need a variety of proteins to function properly, many of which can only come from the foods we eat. Meats, fish, and eggs are essential sources from animals, while plant sources include beans, nuts, and some grains. How much protein you need daily depends on a variety of factors, including how active you are and your age. Carbohydrates are the main nutrients for fueling the body's energy needs, especially our central nervous system and brain. They help protect against diseases, but some carbohydrates are healthier than others. Some healthy sources include your fresh produce, such as yam, banana, breadfruit, and tubers, as well as whole grains, fiber-rich vegetables, and fruits. Less healthy sources include refined grains and products with added sugar. Fats often get a bad rap, but it's important to know that healthy fats are essential to our body's function. Fats aid in vitamin and mineral absorption, blood clotting, building cells, and muscle movement. Fats are high in calories, which is a measure of energy from foods, but the World Health Organization recommends keeping daily calorie intake from fat at under 30%. Including healthy fats, which are the unsaturated fats in your diet, can help balance blood sugar, decrease the risk of heart disease and type 2 diabetes, and improve brain function. Healthy fats are also powerful anti-inflammatories and can lower the risk for arthritis, cancer, and Alzheimer's disease. Some of the well-known unsaturated fats are the omega-3 and omega-6 fatty acids. Sources of these healthy fats include fish, seeds, nuts, and vegetable oils, olive, avocado, and flax seeds. Trans fats are to be avoided, and we should also limit our intake of saturated fats, of which the main sources are animal-based and include butter, cheese, red meat, and ice cream. Vitamins are organic compounds essential for normal growth and are required in small quantities. There are 13 essential vitamins that the body needs, and these help lower the risk of diseases such as lung and prostate cancer. Vitamin A supports healthy vision, skin, and bones. Powerful antioxidants like vitamin C boost the immune system and helps the body heal. Eating a varied and well-balanced diet of fruits and vegetables should supply the body with the required vitamins. Minerals are also important nutrients needed for building strong bones and teeth. They help with regulating our body's metabolism and keeping us properly hydrated. The mineral calcium strengthens bones and teeth and helps with nerve signal transmission. It also helps to maintain healthy blood pressure and with muscle contraction and relaxation. Iron supports red blood cells and hormone creation, while the mineral zinc boosts the immune system and wound healing. The body also needs water, which improves brain function and mood, and acts as a shock absorber and lubricant in the body. Water also flushes our toxins, carries nutrients to cells, hydrates the body, and prevents constipation. Even mild dehydration can make us feel tired and impair concentration and physical performance. In addition to drinking water, we can hydrate ourselves by eating fruits and vegetables such as spinach and watermelon. Start treating your body right. As you grab your next meal, make sure you're getting all the nutrients needed in their right proportion.
Our half-hour journey through the pages of Jamaica Magazine ends right here for today. But please join us again tomorrow on this station for more news, features, and information you can use. In the meantime, visit our website, jis.gov.jm, for this and other offerings. On behalf of the entire production team, I'm Theodore Henry. Till such time, take care.
This has been a production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.